Hello, Bizorke here. What you are looking at is my script that injects messages into Gatsio chat. All it does is it pastes these messages into chat while I'm playing, and all I have to do is push a button, and it will automatically send a message. And so this is kind of a fun little program, and you can see that it's wired here to various keystrokes, and I have other keywords that are defined. This is all going to be public and open source soon. I just need to put it up on GitHub, but there's a few other changes I need to make. For one, I don't want to force people who want to use the script to know Python, so I'm going to externalize all of these taunts and put them in a text file so that you can just update your own taunts without having to learn how to do programming. And then another thing is there are certain things that are like specific to me, like Bizorke #1 and so on. And in order to run this, because it's written in Python, it's actually run through console commands. And I don't think that's suitable for most of the people who will actually want to play around with this script. So I need to obviously include it with an executable. Now, the reason I chose to build this script and the reason I need it is because in Gatsio, you have to use the ASDW controls. I mean, I guess you could use the arrow keys as well. I prefer the ASDW controls, and that requires a certain type of keyboard, namely the QWERTY keyboard, which is the most common type of keyboard out there. But I actually don't type on a QWERTY keyboard. I type on a Dvorak keyboard. So if you've ever seen me typing a custom message, like a directed message to someone within the game, you might see that I'm typing a lot with a lot of typos, and I type very slowly. And the reason is because I've lost the ability to type on QWERTY, just because a number of years ago I transitioned over to Dvorak, and my typing speed is much higher on Dvorak than it ever was on QWERTY. However, those keyboard controls are not accepted by GATS. So I just want to address a concern that certain people have raised, and people see me injecting messages and typing really quickly, and they make the assumption that I must be using some type of bot or that I'm a cheater. And I mean, I guess technically it is a bot, but it's not against any of the rules as far as I know of GATS. It certainly doesn't improve my gameplay, right? The reason I'm good at GATS is because I've been playing for almost every day. I have a very beefy computer and a high-speed internet connection. I never experience any lag. And you can see that I am a pretty skilled player by watching my other videos, right? Like you can see that I'm obviously not using aim assist. I have a video where I got over 160 kills. And you can actually see my mouse on screen to see where I'm aiming. So all this really is chat injection and not actually affecting gameplay. Now, if I did have a bot, I would be selling it. I wouldn't be, trying to kill other people online. There's no point to that. And in fact, I'll prove it here. If you type my name, excuse me, Bizorke. If you type my name into the stats, you can see my stats aren't even being saved. Because I have an ad blocker, so my stats aren't even being saved. I have no incentive to cheat. So for anyone who thinks that I may be botting, I am not. Check out my other videos if you don't believe it. But I'm just going to show you here how this script works, and I just wanted to give you a preview of this script before I make it public. Let's go into DOM actually. All right, so sorry, and my keyboard is actually in Dvorak right now, so I can't play. I can only go, A is the same, so I can go left, but I have to switch over to QWERTY if I want to play this game, which of course means I can't type. And so if I see a guy, I can just push the Q key and it will type a message. And this happens instantly, and I don't even have to stop moving. In fact, I don't even have to stop shooting, but then sometimes the messages will come out distorted. If I kill someone, I also have like a death taunt, which I usually fill with just some humorous messages, like, some Monty Python or some death quotes, Star Trek quotes, or just silly little taunts that don't actually have any derogatory meaning or anything like that. And that looks like a deformed Bizorke #1. I'm not sure why it didn't type the whole message. That happens when I try to inject a message while shooting for some reason, and that's something I need to investigate before I release this to the public. There's a Star Trek quote right there. So there it is, the death message. And yeah, I guess the most impressive thing that this script can do right now is the Bizorke #1, which everyone always freaks out when they see that. I guess that's probably the reason people think that I'm using like a bot. Yeah, I mean, it's just injecting stuff in rapid succession. I'm not sure if the final version of the script that I release will have that feature, just because I'm not sure if it'll be abused by people, like injecting messages too fast. And like, I guess the risk is that the admins step in and start banning people for basically DDoSing the servers. So that's something I'm pretty conscientious about. And even when I use the script, I try not to abuse it too much, and I try not to send messages too frequently, just because I don't want to cause any trouble for the admins. The script does a few other impressive things, like if there's mines on the ground and my teammates are nearby, I might want to give them a quick warning. So I'll just push something like M, and it will say, mines, watch your step. And I think if I press Shift M, it will say lay some mines. So I can issue commands. So it kind of adds a new dimension to the gameplay. Another thing the script does is it fixes a problem that I believe may be a problem with either Google Chrome or Windows. I'm not really sure where the problem is. It could even be a problem with GATS or a bug in the GATS code. But I'm sure this problem could be fixed by the GATS developers, but it may actually be a problem with the browser or with the operating system, where sometimes your keys will get jammed. Like you'll be going up, and then you'll take your hand off the up key, and your character will still keep going up on their own. What the script will do is it will actually correct for that. So if you push the right key, it will inject a key release for the left key. So that actually fixes. I guess I don't know where this bug is. It might be a bug in the operating system, but the script actually fixes that. And I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty handy thing to have because that particular bug is just infuriating when you're trying to play and your character is going off in a direction that you don't want it to go in. So even if you don't want to use the message injector, the script might be a pretty good thing to pick up when it's ready, just because it fixes that problem. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you what this script was all about, and I've done that. So you'll just have to wait for that to go online, and that'll be downloadable through my website. But I'll post a link in the video description, and I'll post another video when this is ready to download. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more Bizorke.